Kumusta? Ako si Jonah. Maayong pag-abot diri sa Bisaya Classroom. Alright, Bisaya Grammar Part 2. What's in this lesson? This is actually different from the previous one that I have discussed or released. This will contain more sentence structures, more vocabs, and more information. So I hope that you will stick around at the end of the video, because at the end of this lesson, we will be doing some conversation activities. Okay? So, lesson objectives. First, we will be learning Bisaya words and phrases. So I assure you that as we go through the rules and the structures in Bisaya grammar, I will also be teaching you phrases and words that could help you improve your vocabulary. And then, of course, we will recognize the different sentence patterns or sentence structures in Bisaya. Previously, I have taught a few, but I will be adding more through this. And then third, we will identify some prefixes and syllable additions to transform different Bisaya words to different tenses or different meanings. You know, the Bisaya language is very beautiful. You can just add a single syllable and the whole meaning of the word or the sentence will be different. So I hope that you're going to stick around with me. And then lastly, we will construct Bisaya sentences. At the end of this video, we will not only construct Bisaya sentences, I will also give you some sample conversations and sample Bisaya paragraphs, and you're going to translate them in your own language or in English. Okay, so let's start with the first Bisaya sentence structure that we will be discussing, and that's action word and subject. Okay, again, this is the simplest and most common sentence structure in Bisaya. Okay, so if you're a beginner, start with this sentence structure. Okay, and then you can just widen it a little bit more by adding an object at the end of the sentence. Okay, so action word, and then the subject, that's the doer of the action, and then we have the object. It specifies what you are doing, or it gives more detail. Okay. Next, we have action word, subject, and then object, and then we expand it a little more. We added an adverb of time or adverb of place at the end. Okay? Then we have another one. We start with a describing word or an adjective, and then the subject comes next. Then we can widen it a little bit more. We have the describing word or the adjective, and then the object, and then the subject. Or we can actually interchange the object and the subject. It can be describing word and then subject and then object, or it can be describing word, object, and then subject, as it is. By the way, I know you are confused. Don't be confused with these terms, okay? I will go through them one by one. Okay, so even if you are a beginner, I promise you, you will really understand. Okay, so let's take it one by one. Let's start with action word, subject. Again, if you're a beginner, start with this. This is the mother of the, of all the sentence structures. Okay, but first, before we make sentences using this structure, let's learn some Bisaya action words. Okay, we have dagan, that's run, lakaw, walk, kaon, eat, inom, drink, hilak, cry, katawa, laugh, adto, go, luto, cook, tuon, learn, tudlo, teach. Okay, so these are the 10 action words that we will be focusing on today as we're going through these sentence structures. Okay, and then we have the prefixes. Prefixes are the syllables that you will be using before the word. So for example, we have naga or ga. You can use them interchangeably. You can add them at the beginning of the word to show that the action is happening in the present. Okay, for example, The word is dagan. Okay, to make it in the present, you just add dagan, nagadagan. So the action now is happening in the present. Okay, and then we have nag or ni. It is a prefix used at the beginning of the word, action word, to show an action that took place in the past. Okay, for example, ni dagan. So meaning the action took place in the past. Yes, I just repeated it. Anyway, just let's continue. We have mag or mu. It's a prefix showing that the action will take place in the future. Later on, you will understand how to use them. Okay? And then let's learn some of these nouns that we will be using as a subject later on. Okay? So let's start with bata. Bata means child. We'll also use bata to mean a young one. Okay? Tao or tao, it means person, or it could also mean an adult human. Okay, tao or tao. And then we have babae or babayi. It means female. It could also mean woman or lady. Okay? And then we have lalaki. It means male or man or a boy. Okay? And then we have inahan. It means mother. Amahan, father. Anak, that's the offspring, or anak could also mean child. Okay? Maestra or maestro if it's a male teacher, so you call that a maestro. If it's female, you call them maestra. Or without the gender, you can also say magtutudlo. Okay, magtutudlo is also used when you refer to the word teacher. Okay, and then we have estudiante. It means student. And then we have the last word, silingan, means neighbor. Silingan means neighbor. Just try to remember these, some additional words in your vocabulary. Okay, so I think we have all that we need. Now we can start constructing our sentence. Okay, let's have this sentence first. Nagadagan ang bata. Nagadagan ang bata. So let's start with nagadagan. We have the prefix naga and then the action word dagan. So the action is happening in the present. And then we have bata. Bata means child. Okay? And then we have the word ang. You must put ang before our subject. Usually, you will see the word ang before the subject. Okay? So, nagadagan ang bata. In English, you can translate it as the child is running. Okay? Let's have another example. Nagluto ang inahan. Okay? Nag there is a prefix that signifies past action. Okay? Luto is cook. So, we have inahan also. Inahan means mother. So, to translate it in English, it's the mother cooked. Okay? And then we have here, mukaon ang amahan. Mu there is a prefix for the future tense. So, kaon is eat. Okay? And then amahan is father. So, it means the father will eat. Okay? Clear? Next. Gatudlo. Gatudlo ang maestra. So, maestra means teacher, a female teacher. And then gatudlo, the prefix ga is it shows present tense. Okay, present action. Okay, tudlo is teach. So if you translate it in English, the teacher is teaching. I hope it's clear. Okay, let's continue. Magtuon ang estudyante. So, if magtudlo or if gatudlo ang maestra, of course, it should be that or dapat magtuon ang estudyante. Magtuon. Mag is a prefix for future tense. Tuon is learn. Okay? So the student will learn. Okay? Clear? Okay, next, we are going to expand our sentence structure. Okay? This is not a new sentence structure. It's just, an expansion. We just added an object at the end. Okay? Adding an object at the end gives more, gives more details to your sentence. Let me give you an example. A while ago, we said, magtuon ang estudyante. Now, we add the object. What will the student learn? The student will learn Bisaya. So, we added Bisaya at the end. Now, notice the word ug there. Ug is added before our object. Okay? Magtuon ang estudyante og Bisaya. The student will learn Bisaya. Next, mukaon ang amahan ug kanon. Okay, again we have the ug. You place it there before your object. Okay, kanon. It's pronounced as kanon. Kanon. Kanon is actually the staple food in the Philippines. It means rice. So we eat rice for breakfast, lunch, dinner. We eat rice for parties. Okay, you always see rice on every meal of Filipinos, especially Bisaya Filipinos. Okay, mukaon ang amahan og kanon. Now it's specific. What will the father eat? Okay, the father will eat rice. Next, nagluto ang inahan. What did she cook? She cooked sudan. Sudan means viand. So if you are not familiar with the word viand, sudan or viand in English, sudan is actually any dish paired with kanon or paired with rice. Kanon means rice. Okay, in the Philippines, whatever dish you pair with kanon, you call that a sudan. A sudan can be vegetable. It can be a vegetable dish. It can be fish. It can be any meat. Okay, as long as you pair it with rice or kanon. So that's why some Filipinos would ask, unsa imong sudan? So what is your viand? What's your sudan? Ang sudan nako kay gulay. Gulay means vegetable. Okay? So sudan is again any dish paired with rice. Okay? Actually, a Filipino meal will not be complete without a sudan, and vice versa. It will also be incomplete without kanon. Okay. Next, gatudlo ang maestra og Bisaya. What is the teacher teaching? She is teaching Bisaya. Okay, gatudlo ang maestra og Bisaya. Okay, now let's expand it a little further. Okay, so we have the adverb at the end, after the object. We have to add more details to our statements. Okay, so for now, we will be using the adverb of place and the adverb of time. Okay, let's have this example. Gatudlo ang maestra og Bisaya. Where is she teaching Bisaya? YouTube. Sa YouTube. You know the word sa there? Okay? Sa there is added before you put the place. Okay? Before you put the word that will answer the question where. Okay? So we have sa. Gatudlo ang maestra og Bisaya. Where? Sa YouTube. Okay, next. Nagluto ang inahan og sudan. Where? Sa kusina. Kusina means kitchen. Okay? Kusina is kitchen. Okay? So, yeah, kitchen. Next, mukaon ang amahan og kanon And then we have the word unya. So this time, our adverb is the adverb of time. When will the father eat? So we have the word unya. Unya means later. Okay? So the father will eat rice later. If you notice, we did not add the word sa because our adverb there is not a place. It's a time. Okay? So no need to add sa. Understood? Okay, next. Magtuon ang estudyante og Bisaya ugma. Ugma means tomorrow. So again, it's an adverb of time. Therefore, you don't add the word sa. You only add it when you will add the adverb of place or location. Okay? So the student will learn Bisaya tomorrow. Magtuon ang estudyante og Bisaya ugma. Okay? Clear? Okay, let's go learn these vocabularies first. We will have the adverb of time. I want you to take note of it, and you can construct your own sentences using these words. Karon means now. Taod-taod means later. Unya is later also. So, taod-taod and unya, they actually have a slight difference. Okay? When someone says taod-taod, it means you will be waiting for a shorter period of time rather than unya. For example, someone would say, when are we meeting? And then she would say, taod-taod. The other girl would say, later. So, of course, you will be waiting more when somebody says, unya. Okay? You understand the meaning of it. Taod-taod could also mean a little... No, I really don't know the exact English of that taod-taod. But what I understand is, when I say taod-taod, you just wait for a short while. Okay? Taod-taod. Taod-taod. Okay, next. Ugma means tomorrow. And kagahapon means yesterday. Some Bisaya speakers, they actually remove the first syllable ka, and they will just simply say gahapon. Gahapon. Okay, it means yesterday. And lastly, we have puhon. It means soon. Anytime soon. Puhon. Okay, and by the way, puhon is actually a very positive word because it signifies hope. Like, when can I meet you? And then they would say puhon. So they're not sure when will it happen, but it's certain that they want to see you. Puhon. Okay? Yes. And then let's continue. Here are the places that you would remember. You will remember. Please remember. Okay, we have kusina. We have actually reviewed it before, used it before. We have kusina means kitchen. Sala is living room. Cuarto is bedroom. Banyo is bathroom. Also, Filipinos love to use the term CR to mean the toilet or the bathroom. Okay, so when you hear CR, it means the bathroom or the toilet, synonymous with banyo. Okay, and then we have palengke. It means the wet market. It's actually a place where you can buy fresh meat, fish, vegetables, and fruits. Okay, palengke. It actually opens very early in the morning. So if you are new here in the Philippines and you want to catch all those fresh goods, you have to go to palengke very early. Okay, next we have simbahan, that's church. And then tindahan, it means store. And eskwelahan means school. Okay, we will not be using all of these words in a sentence now. I want you to do your homework. I want you to use these places in your sentences. Okay? Now, here's a reminder. Please remember, you will use the word sa before you put the adverb of place, like these places that I told you. Where? Sa kusina, sa sala, sa kwarto, sa banyo, sa palengke. Okay, you understand? Now let's continue to discuss another sentence structure. Okay, this is the describing word or the adjective first, and then we have the subject. Okay, so let's learn a few describing words or adjectives before we can use them in our sentence. So we have nindot, it means nice. It could also mean pretty, beautiful. Nindot. Next, dako, it means big. Gamay, small. Limpyo, clean. Hugaw, dirty. Guapa, pretty. Guapo, handsome. Again, guapo can also be used when you are describing something beautiful, something pretty to look at, like the sunset, like the building. Guapo ang building, guapo ang ang lugar, guapo ang place. Okay? So, guapo does not only pertain to a handsome male, it could also mean pretty or beautiful. Okay, next we have humot, it means fragrant. Baho, it means smelly or bad smell. Hapsay means smooth. Okay? So I know you have encountered some of these words. Now we are going to use that in a sentence. Okay, let's start with this sentence. Guwapa ang babae. You remember, we have the word ang before our subject. Okay? So our subject here is babae. It means the woman or the lady. Okay? Babae is actually a gender. Okay, in Bisaya, female, but it could also mean a lady or a woman. Okay? Guapa ang babae. So meaning the lady is pretty. She's beautiful. But if you want to put a name to this babae, you want to put a name. For example, the name is Jane. Okay? So now you have to erase ang and you have to replace it with si. Okay? Guapa si Jane. Guapa si Jonah. I hope you agree. Okay. Guapo ang lalaki. Lalaki means a man. Okay? The man is handsome. We will put a name to this man. He is Romel. So we say, Guapo si Romel. Okay? Now, let's try to expand it a little bit more, okay? So, we have the describing word, and then we have the object in the middle, and then we have the subject at the end, okay? Let's take this example. Humot ug buhok ang bata. Take note, our subject phrase, ang bata, is at the last part of our sentence, okay? Humot ug buhok ang bata. It means, ang bata, what does it mean? The child. Humot is fragrant. And then, ug buhok, that's our object in the middle. Hair. Buhok is hair. Okay? So, it means, the child has a fragrant hair. That's how it's translated in English. Humot ug buhok ang bata. Okay? Next, another example. Gamay ug kusina ang inahan. Can you try to translate it in English? Gamay is small. Kusina is kitchen. Ang inahan, the mother. Okay? So, the mother has a small kitchen. Get it? Okay. Next, nindot og tingog ang lalaki. Nindot is nice. Tingog is voice. Lalaki is a man or a boy. Okay? So, it means the man has a nice voice. Okay? Now, again, if you want to put a name to our subject, let's just replace ang with si. Okay? Nindot o tingog si Romel. You get the difference? Okay, I hope. Next, let's try to interchange the object and the subject. A while ago, the object is in the middle of the describing word and the subject. Now, the subject is in the middle. So we have the describing word, subject, and the object. Okay? Now, a while ago, we have this, sorry, there's an earthquake. Okay, we have this sentence, nindot og tingog ang lalaki. So, you will know that it's the object because of the word og. Okay, so the object is in the middle. Let's try to transform it into our sentence structure now. Okay, let's make tingog as our subject, and then lalaki as our object. Okay, nindot ang tingog. Take note, ang is placed before the subject. Therefore, it's there now. Okay? Nindot ang tingog sa lalaki. Okay? So, if you translate it in English, our subject will be ang tingog, the voice. The voice of the man is nice. Okay? So, if you notice, we added the word sa before the word lalaki. Why not og, teacher? You are so confusing. Why not use og? Because lalaki is now our object, right? We will only use og if we are referring to things. But if we are referring to a person like this one, lalaki, we have to use sa. Okay? Nindot ang tingog sa babayi. Nindot ang tingog sa maestra. Nindot ang tingog sa inahan. Okay? So, when it's a person, you have to use sa. Now, if you go back to what I previously mentioned, sa can also be used before the place. Sa could also be used before the person, especially if it's in the object area. Now, the lalaki here is in the object area, so we have to use sa. Let's have another example. Hugaw ang kwarto sa bata. Hugaw is dirty, kwarto is the bedroom, and then bata is child. So, let's translate it in English. The room, that's our subject, ang kwarto, the room of the child is dirty. Okay? Hugaw ang kwarto sa bata. The room of the child is dirty. Next. Baho ang banyo sa balay. Baho ang banyo sa balay. Baho means smelly. Banyo is the toilet or the bathroom. And then balay is your home. Okay? So if you translate it in English, the toilet in our house is smelly. Okay, baho ang banyo sa balay. You understand? Okay, the Bisaya is very easy to understand. Just know the key words and you will get it. Okay, now let's discuss this sentence. Hugaw ang kwarto ni Lily. If you notice, hugaw ang kwarto sa bata. That's our previous example. Okay? Now we have hugaw ang kwarto ni Lily. We are not using sa this time. We are using ni because we are using a name. Okay? If, let's say for example, Lily is a female, right? She is a babayi. So if we replace Lily with the word babayi, it would become hugaw ang kwarto sa babayi. But since Lily is a special name, it's a proper noun, we have to remove sa and replace it with ni. Meaning, she is the owner of the room. Hugaw ang kwarto ni Lily. Limpyo ang kwarto ni Lily. Dako ang kwarto ni Lily. Okay? Next. Hapsay ang klase ni Jane. Hapsay means smooth. Klase is the class. Okay, the class. Maybe she is a teacher. Okay? Meaning the class of Jane is smooth. Hapsay ang klase ni Jane. I hope you're okay there. Now let me teach you these three Bisaya phrases to describe someone or something. I just felt the need to teach you this. Maybe you will hear these phrases when you come here, or maybe you have heard this already. We have the first phrase, baga ug nawong. It's pronounced as baga, baga ug nawong. Okay, baga means thick, and then nawong is face. So the direct translation of it is thick-faced. It means you are a person is not shy, no hesitations, or confident. So for example, if you are not afraid to ask for favors or to ask permission, or to do something, you're not afraid, you're not hesitating. It means baga ka. Baga ka og nawong. Ka means you. Okay, baga og nawong. The word baga og nawong can be positive or negative. Okay? Baga og nawong again could mean someone is confident, or maybe the person would use it as well to signify something negative, like you are overconfident, you are asking for too much, you are not considerate for the favors that you are asking. So some of them might call you baga og nawong in a negative manner. Okay? Next we have gahi og ulo. Gahi means hard, ulo is your head, so it means hard-headed. It means you are not listening to advices. Gahi og ulo. Then lastly, we have humok o kasing-kasing. Humok is soft, kasing-kasing is heart. So it means soft-hearted. If somebody calls you someone with humok o kasing-kasing, it means you are kind and you will help someone in need. Okay? So now we are almost at the end of our lesson. Okay? So try to understand the following conversation between Jonah and Burr. Burr is short for subscriber. Okay? Try to understand. I will translate later. Just try to understand it on your own. Maayong buntag, kumusta? Maayo man ikaw. Maayo man pud. Moadto ko sa eskwelahan. Magtuon ko og Bisaya. Maayo. Ako kay magluto ko og kanon og sudan sa kusina. Sige, Jonah. And then Jonah would reply, Amping. You understand the conversation, right? If you have, if you listen to me, you would understand this. But let's try to translate. Maayong buntag means good morning. Kumusta means how are you. Maayo man is a reply to kumusta. It means I'm good. Ikaw. Ikaw means how about you. Maayo man pud. Maayo man pud, it means I am also good. Pud there means also. It could also mean too. Okay, I am good too. I am fine as well. Then, muadto ko sa eskwelahan. Oh, you know this. Muadto. Mu, future. Adto, go. So, I will go. Ko means me. I will go to the school. We have the word sa there, which means the next word is a location. Okay? Muadto ko sa eskwelahan. I will go to the school. What will you do there? Magtuon ko og Bisaya. You understand this, right? I will learn Bisaya. Maayo. Maayo means good. Ako kay. So, Jonah proceeds with saying, Ako, I will cook. Magluto means will cook. Rice. And, og there is and then sudan. Magluto ko og kanon og sudan. Where? Sa kusina, in the kitchen. Sige, Jonah. Okay, the word sige there is actually a word of agreement or approval. But in this case, sige, Jonah is actually a conversation closer. Meaning the person, Bear here, wants to go to where she wants to go. She wants to close the conversation. Sige, Jonah. And then Jonah replies, Amping. Amping means take care. Okay? Let's have another conversation between these two. Jonah would say, "Kumusta, Bear?" Bear would say, "Maayo man. Nagakaon pa ko. Ikaw?" "Gakaon pa pud. Muadto ko sa simbahan unya." "Muadto pud ko sa simbahan taud-taud." "Sige, kita ta didto." "Amping." Do you understand the conversation? Yes, somehow you understood. You understood kamusta, Bear, right? How are you, Bear? Maayo man, I am good. Nagakaon means I am eating. Okay, and then we have the word pa there, okay? The word pa means still. I am still eating. Okay? And then ikaw, how about you? Ikaw, how about you? And then Jonah replies, "Gakaon pa pud." Gakaon pa, I am also eating. Pud, remember, it means also, right? I'm also eating. Gakaon pa pud. And then Bear replies, "Muadto ko sa simbahan unya." So she is relaying a detail to Jonah, saying she will go to the church. What's the meaning of unya? Later. Muadto ko sa simbahan unya. Jonah, muadto pud ko sa simbahan taud-taud. Oh, can you guess what's the meaning of this? It means she will also go to the church later. See, they mean the same but they used a different Bisaya word. Bear used unya while Jonah used taud-taud. So who do you think will reach the church first? Okay, so based on this conversation, we could say that Jonah will go to the church earlier than Bear. And then Bear closes the conversation. She says, "Sige." And then kita ta means let's meet. And then dito means there. Okay, let's meet there. Okay, that's what Bear said. Amping, it means take care by Jonah. Okay? Now, lastly, before I close this lesson, let's have a story. The title is Si Bear. Now, we used si before the name, okay? Si Bear. That's the title of our story. Let's see what Bear did in this story. Niadto si Bear sa kusina. Nagluto siya og kanon ug sudan. Niinom siya og tubig. Mulakaw si Bear taud-taud. Muadto siya sa simbahan. Do you understand the story? Okay, if you understood, please tell me on the comments below. Okay, let's translate. Niadto si Bear sa kusina. So Bear went to the kitchen. Nagluto siya og kanon ug sudan. She cooked rice and viand. Okay, we don't know what viand is she cooking. Now note of the word siya here. It's pronounced as siya. Siya is actually a pronoun used for our subject Bear, our noun Bear. Bear is a female here in this story. But in Bisaya, he and she has only one translation, and that's siya. Siya. Okay, regardless of your gender, it's always siya. Okay? Niinom siya og tubig. Tubig is water. So, she drank water. Mulakaw si Bear taud-taud. Mulakaw means she will walk later. Actually, the word lakaw a while ago, I said walk, right? Walk. Lakaw could also mean go. So, when you go, you have to walk, right? Okay. Lakaw could also mean you will go. So, she will go later. Where will she go? Muadto. She will go to the church. And that's simbahan. Okay, so congratulations for completing the lesson. Yeah. If you have completed this lesson up to this point and you're still here, thank you very much. You are so dedicated in learning Bisaya. If you are very determined in learning Bisaya, you can click the join button down below to join my determined class. Thank you very much for my determined class who stayed who are staying with me even though I don't upload videos all the time. And by the way, if you have not yet subscribed, please click the subscribe button, click the notification bell so that you will be notified whenever I upload lessons. If you want to support my little classroom, please click the Buy Me a Coffee link down below, and I would like to thank you very much in advance for all your support. Thank you very much and happy learning in Bisaya. See you next time in Bisaya Classroom.